I'ma give myself congratulations because I made it. I'm on a whole new dimension. These miracles on top of blessings. Tell your followers to mention. Let me breathe. I'ma count 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna lose no sleep. I'm on a whole new vibration. Not losing my patience because I got my peace. Can't nobody take from me. Therapy. Another switched up on you. The pain you thought you never get through. People change, seasons change. New levels raining all on you. It gets better from here. It gets better from here. Favor looking good on me. No pressure, it's time to seek. Therapy. Oh, it's okay to have therapy. Let me breathe. I'ma count 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna lose no sleep. Vibration. Not losing my patience because I got my peace. Can't nobody take from me. Therapy.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Man Cave Conversations, as well as the check-in. First of all, the check-in is the show where we talk about all things from a mental health from all things mental health from a man's point of view. And Man Cave Conversations is about where we as men have actual conversations that heal, that edify, conversations that prompt us to think a little differently and change our perspectives on how we as men, how we as brothers should grow, should build and grow. Welcome to the show. My name is Frederick Beatty, and I am glad that you guys are with me tonight. We got a special show for you tonight. And the song you heard earlier just now is called Therapy by Mookstar Dash. Make sure you check that out. That's currently on YouTube, so check it out. The song fits in the theme of what we're going to be talking about. Before we even get into any of all this, let me just tell you guys, you guys can follow us on our social media channels, YouTube, Facebook. We're also on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. We also have a webpage. Also, you can follow us on. We're on Rumble. We're on Rumble. I'm working on a Patreon, trying to get that settled, trying to get that taken care of here. Just taking a little bit more time than I would like, and I apologize for that. But we're on a lot of social media platforms. We're also on all audio streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your audio podcast. Check us out there as well. And we just thank you guys for just tuning in and being here with us tonight. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here rocking out with us, and I'm appreciative of that. So thank you guys very much for being here. Now, let me bring up my two guests for the night. First of all, I'm going to bring up my tag team partner. She makes her one half of the most undefeated tag teamers in podcasting. My sister, Miss LSG. What up, sis?
I like that, undefeated. Talking about Willis. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro.
How you doing?
I'm well, and better just feels better, and I celebrate better every day, and I'm standing on that.
Good.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a hot one.
Yeah, we plan on making it that, but we also try to make it relevant to everybody, to where where we all can find something and grow from it. And then I'm gonna bring up the third man of this tag team. this gentleman right here, I've known this gentleman for quite a while now. He's a great gentleman. I've learned a lot from just talking to him, just us sitting down and talking about this, that, and the third, but also just, you know, I love it. I love his perspectives on a lot of things. And even though they're comical, even though they're comical perspectives, they're true perspectives, and those things make sense and they're relevant. So I'm bringing my brother up, Mr. Christopher Nettles.
Yeah.
What's up, my man?
How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Good to have you, sir.
Thank you for taking the time to come up and kick it with us and chop it up with us, man. I know that your perspectives are gonna on where we're about to talk about is gonna be not only interesting but also something that's also gonna be relevant to the conversation. So I appreciate you taking the time to join us in this convo.
Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me preface this with something that I want to kind of put out there before we even jump into this convo. I think, and I put this out here on Facebook on more than one occasion about hashtag healthy manhood, and and a lot of people ask me, well, what that is, what it is, what it entails, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, what is it supposed to be? Well, this is going to be a little bit of overview of that. And this is going to be a beginning conversation to much more smaller and much more intimate conversations. Because I think the bigger conversation is we kind of want to put what it is and what it is not, and kind of put that out there, and then have those smaller conversations develop into that. But I've talked about this for probably the better part of a year now, and it's kind of sort of my own thought process, but also something that I think that I believe that all of us as men should live by. Now what I'm saying, what I just said is something that's quite subjective, so everybody will interpret and look at that differently. However, whether it's looked at objectively or whether it's looked at subjectively, I think if you just take it and apply it and learn from it and apply it, I think it can help enrich your life. So let's jump into this thing, man. So everybody talks about what healthy manhood is. I'm going to break it down in something that's a lot more relevant for everybody. For me, healthy manhood is something that involves physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, all these things involved, and I think to me make up the total individual. You know, if you're not sound in one aspect of this, the other aspects suffer, or there's a shortage in another aspect of it. But it goes deeper beyond that too. But and then those things are going to be more intimate conversations, more smaller pockets of conversation. What I want to do here is just kind of throw an overview out there to kind of get everybody to kind of see what this is, see what it looks like, see what it feels like, see what it sounds like. But I want to open the floor to my brother Christopher and Chris and see and kind of get your take on this. What do you think? What do you believe that entails? What do you think healthy manhood entails?
And what genre? We talking? We talking now? We talking in the past? What are we talking about?
We can speak to the past, but also more to the present. I think in order for us as individuals to kind of find our way, we kind of have to look into the past a little bit to move forward in some ways.
Okay, well, if I would say what is health, I don't think there's any such thing as healthy manhood right now. We got the men teaching us, the dads, the uncles, the granddads, everybody teaching us the past way healthy manhood. And healthy manhood back then was go to work, take care of your family. If you got a problem, you need to swallow it. You're a man. That's how you do that. Now, in the past 20, 30 years, we got, a lot of moms were taking care of the sons.
That's right.
She, in a lot of ways, don't know how to teach him how to be a man and how to do man things the way the past way was taught. Okay. So he is in his feelings. He don't know how to play his feelings. So you got the ones who act out. You got the ones who don't know how to do it. You got the ones that, lash out. So you got young ladies out here trying to teach men how to be what they think they should be.
Ooh.
A lot of them don't
An
know what that is.
idea.
And then there are no dads like it used to be. There's not a lot of uncles, cousins to say, hey, young man, this is what you're supposed to do. And if there is, they're not listening. They're not trying to listen because that's not what's relevant for right now. So the unfortunate part is not a lot of healthy masculinity. And we're trying to get back to that part where we can teach these young men, but it's a struggle.
It is for sure. And like you said earlier, and that goes to one of the points. And Chris could probably can attest to this as well. We were introduced to a form of manhood that was not conducive to our growth. We were introduced to a sense of manhood that doesn't even that helped us in one area, but neutered us in another area.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I've said this on more than one occasion. Chris can attest to it. We weren't taught as men we were taught to be protectors, providers. That's it. Where everything else, that's a you problem.
Right.
Your job, protect and provide. Everything else outside of that, that's a you problem. You deal with that you deal with that somewhere else. And
you're right.
Like you said, I mean, that's my father and my uncles didn't teach me how to be a man. That was something I had to learn on my own.
But that was a push though. That was push. Like once you get out the house, you got to go figure it out, which is the craziest thing because, I have kids. I have 4 children. And the way I look at it, I tell them all the time, I say, well, the state says you're 18, you're an adult. I say, as long as teen is still in your age, you are not an adult. And I need to teach you what you need to know so you don't go out there and screw it up. And I'm going to tell you where the potholes are instead of letting you find them on your own. So there's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole. Don't step in that hole so you can navigate your life better compared to how we got it was, hey, you 18 now, you got to go figure it out. And we made a ton of mistakes doing that. So to do better within my kids' generation, I give them the game. That's my version of love. I'm going to give you the game. So I want you, when you decide to have children, you decide to get married, you can always fall back on the things that I try to teach you and other gentlemen in my life try to teach you so you can go be better and not make our pitfalls.
Yes.
Man, bruh, let me tell you, and those pitfalls we took, them pitfalls that we took, we had to teach our children those pitfalls because we took those, we fell in those bear pits and clawed our way out of those bear pits. And just to tell your kid, hey, look, please don't go this path, because I've seen this path. I fell in that bear pit. I clawed my way out of that bear pit. Please don't do this. And then what do our kids do? They pretty much do the opposite of what we tell them to do, and they fall into the bear pit. And now you're looking at your kid like, why? Just why? Why did you do that? I just warned you that there was a minefield over there, and you walk over there anyway, and okay. And you walk over there and you get blown up anyway. Why? I just warned you it was a minefield there. And like I said, it's crazy for me. And it's crazy for me because, and again, me and Chris talk about this. We don't talk at it. We talk about it. We've had conversations about this. But like I said, for me, I base my idea of manhood of what I saw my father do.
Okay.
I base my idea of manhood of what I saw my father and my uncles and my grandfather do. I saw that. That's what I base my idea of manhood off of them. A lot of it good and a whole hell of a lot of it bad too. I saw how my father and my uncles and my grandfather treated their spouses. Saw how they treated their spouses. But in the same, but also I saw they treated their spouses like they were gold and queens. What I didn't see is how they handled certain emotions, how they handle certain situations. Most of the
Okay.
time, it's just like you turtle up, and never once did I ever see my father share any real emotion. I can't say share any real emotion. I never saw him put out any type of emotions outside of happy or anything else.
Well, that wasn't the deal. That wasn't what they were taught to do. You wasn't supposed you could show your happiness as far as you being, you guys are eating, or you guys are cooking, or hanging out with family, or anything like that. And then if you felt sadness, then you could do that. But that was it. If you were sad, you're supposed to eat that. If you were in a situation of, you really couldn't even be angry.
Mm-mm. You got to go in the corner and be angry.
And not even for a grown man. That's what was for the kids. But as far as grown men, you go to work, you come home, you sit, maybe have a beer, you watch TV. So when we got to our generation, we had all the TV shows. So unfortunately, we had TV shows teaching us what it meant to have a particular dad, even if we had access to a dad. My kids, a lot of times, I didn't really have access to my children for a while. So when my kids, I was blessed with 3 girls. I have 4 kids, 1 boy, 3 girls. So when my girls got back around me, they're like, wait a minute, you're not acting the way a dad is supposed to act from what I've seen on TV. That's fake, sweetie. That's fake, sweetie. Let me go on and teach you that that's not the situation. So it was a lot of clash and a lot of back and forth because they're looking at me and then they're looking at what they saw on TV and like, wait a minute, I'm confused. The unfortunateness behind that is mom is not saying, sweetie, this is how your dad is supposed, this is your dad and this is how it's supposed to be. She's not saying nothing. She radio silent. So now they're triple confused because I'm saying one thing, TV saying one thing. And the unfortunate behind that is TV already got them. Because they've had more TV than they had mom and they had dad. So, and most of my kids about grown. So it's still a constant fight of, well, wait a minute, this is what I saw on this show. And I'm saying, no, let me hit you with the reality. Well, I don't like the reality, daddy. Well, life sucks. You might well go on ahead and eat that. Because I'd rather punch you in the face with this reality than you get out there in the world and the world punch you in the face. The world don't punch you in the face. The world will jump you like you're trying to get into a game. And you ain't like,
oh yeah, they gon' man. And I've said this on more than one occasion. And the minute our kids enter society's gonna chew them up and spit them out whole. Leave them and leave the carcass for the scavengers to deal with.
If that.
Exactly. There won't be a carcass.
Right.
But I do like what Nkosi said. We have allowed society to reduce us to crumbs, and I hate to say this, but a lot of that is mostly, some of that is of our own doing. Some of that. I ain't gonna say all of it. Some of it, because when I say some, it's because again that I take it to the part that we weren't taught.
Okay.
So that's the some part, but everything else should be everything else should be learn from that and then grow. But then again,
yeah,
how do you grow when you've been conditioned to operate in a specific manner?
Social construct. Social construct. Let's stay there for a second, because I often use this example. You have a little boy and a little girl. They're both on the same bike and they both fall really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Little girl, oh, my sweet baby. Let me spank the ground. Don't you hurt my baby. Don't you hurt my baby. The little boy, bones sticking out, blood everywhere. Don't you dare cry. Get up off that ground.
But who's saying that though?
Suck it up.
Who's saying that though?
Parents have said that. I've heard it. Aunties, uncles, from that old way. I've heard it.
Yeah. I can't completely say, I can't completely be against it.
And it's not right. You're teaching the young man that crying is weak for you. You can't do it. I know you're bleeding. I know your bone is broken, and you probably can't use that leg no more. But then to her, crying is okay. You're a girl. You can do as much crying as you want. Like, where did that come from?
I go a bit deeper with that with you.
Yes, sir.
Young women, moms, aunties, grandmas, little girls, whatever, they got counseling. They would go in the living room and they would get counseling from a young age, what to do, what not to do, what they thought they should do, what they thought they shouldn't do. The men hung out.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out in silence. There was no conversation. We might talk about, how you doing in school, how you doing with, do you like girls yet? How you doing with your friend? That's about as much counseling we got. There was no conversation about crying except for, don't cry. When we got older, it turned into, if you're going to cry, don't let nobody see you cry. And I know you were talking about weakness, but, weakness for women is different than weakness for men because our weakness is logical. Their weakness is emotional. So our weakness, if we come illogical with our weakness, it's, like Fred just said, the world chew you up, spit them out. If she's weak, it's about 1,500 people that'll help her.
Coddling.
It's true. This is true.
So this is why the man didn't teach weakness.
This is true. But okay, so to Joseph, hi, brother Joseph, thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for being in this conversation because it's much needed. I have heard certain generation of men telling other young men not to cry.
Yep.
That is almost punkish.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be you, brother Joseph, but I have seen that. Even our television shows have kind of given that vibe out. Don't you dare. This whole Archie Bunker, old school, kind of an attitude. But I want, and it's not all parents, it's not. But, and I don't want to say it's all one generation, but it just seems like that old way we were taught, y'all man up, grow up, man up. And unfortunately, it's taught women. I'm just gonna put this out here because we've heard it. We started saying it to y'all.
Right.
Yep.
You punk? What you crying for? Right. I grew up in a household. No shade to my mom. I love you, but I grew up in a household with a stepfather who showed his emotion. Shut up that crying. Mm-hmm. None of us could cry. Actually, in my household, none of us could cry. I don't care what gender you were. To my parent, to my mom, crying was an absolute no. It meant you were out of control. You don't have no faith. You ain't saved. You're gonna miss Jesus. You backslide.
I mean, K. Michelle said it even more. Just to amplify that, she said if a dude, she says a dude's crying, she acts like she got to act like the man in a relationship, huh?
That's messed up.
It is, but that's the prevailing thought of some women. That's the prevailing thought. And again, we're not making this about men and women because the minute this becomes adversarial, nobody gets to understand anything.
But we need to know as women, and I'm sure there's people out there. Why would I watch that? It's called healthy manhood because many of us as women ain't treating the man healthy.
True.
How would they know how to?
And we don't. We haven't seen or been around or had male relationships that were healthy, we don't know. But at what point do we have to say, I'm ready to be taught? Because if I don't learn, I ain't gonna never have a relationship.
Oh, you lean into pride and selfishness now.
Exactly.
Because I mean, to say that I need help is also to admit that I was wrong in the first place.
Exactly.
A lot of folk don't want to, men and women don't want to admit they wrong. They rather just eat it and just let everybody be mad. And
that's the problem.
They take it as a weakness that they said they're wrong. A lot of men, a lot of women, if I got to say I'm wrong and I'm weak in some kind of way, so I'd rather just stay in this form of being tough and just eat it. And it's that ruin everybody.
And it starts with man. And it starts, and really that part of healthy manhood starts with accountability and responsibility.
You're right.
Take account for the things. Take account for the things that you do. You know, if you gotta apologize. You know, if you, I mean,
no,
seriously,
I'm not getting on you. I'm saying I used to teach a lot of, when I used to help a lot of folks when I was in church and a lot of stuff. Out kids and young folk would say, "I'm sorry" or "My bad." I'm sorry and I'm bad. My bad is not an apology. I would say, "I know you sorry, but do you apologize?" To get you in the mindset of thinking just saying "my bad" or "I'm sorry" is good enough to recognize that you did something wrong. Because you'll say "my bad" and still won't think you did anything wrong.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's true.
But
that's where we got to get back to who's having these conversations, who's teaching, where are the grandfathers, the uncles. We don't have a dining room table no more where people ain't talking no more. We on these devices, everybody in their own corner. There's no, we don't even have Sunday dinners like we used to at Big Mama's table, where we can have discussions and have moments of observation and connection. We don't have that. Nobody, and in some cases, the young folk don't want to hear nothing.
No,
not all of them. But many of them like, no,
because the internet, you can go find more people talking about what you want than what the house wants. So I used to say all the time,
talk about that.
The reason why we're not having these conversations within the household is the internet got you. You know, internet's the new crack. Everybody on the crack. Nobody's not on the crack. So why would I talk to you folks who not talking anything of what I'm talking about at my mama's house, my grandmama's house, when I can hit the internet and find at least 4 or 5 channels talking about what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna run with that, and I'm subscribed to their channel. I'm gonna put in my 2 cents, and I'll run with that before I run with the house.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I have a question since you talked about and brought up Fred expressing emotions. To talk about something that's healthy means a version of that is unhealthy. So let's back up. What does unhealthy manhood look like? And is healthy manhood expressing emotions, and is unhealthy manhood suppressing?
Yes, I'll say that. It's one is healthy manhood is expressing your emotions in a mature and in a safe manner. You know, there's no need for outbursts of anger, because part of that is unhealthy. A lot of that is unhealthy. Now, it's okay to express anger, but anger has to be controlled. Right. It has to be under some form of control. You know, it also said, when I say this, because we have to be in control of our emotions at all times. And most of the times sometimes when we as men get overwhelmed with things, it comes out in either anger. It can come out in confusion. I know for me, it's anger and confusion, and then also kind of questioning, asking myself questions, okay, you know, or self-defeating, self-sabotaging phrases or attitudes.
Absolutely.
So we have that. Those have to be eliminated. Of course, it's okay to make a mistake, but acknowledge the mistake and own up to it and learn the lesson in the mistake and keep it moving. You know, but it's it's okay to say what you feel in a manner where it doesn't project anger. Again, anger. Now, I'll say this: anger is a good tool when used properly.
Okay.
That's an interesting statement.
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anger is a good tool.
Is it okay for a man to not be okay and still be called a man?
In what regard of okay?
Like mentally. Like, sometimes we think we're supposed to always have everything together.
It is so nice to think. It would be so nice to think that that's a black and white situation. It's not. It's so close. And you can't, as far as a man goes, there is no he's happy or he's not happy. Like Fred just said, it's a spectrum of emotions, because we have emotions too. But again, back to what we said a minute ago, we can't share those emotions. But in our minds, we're going, okay, I need to get up today. I need to go to work today. I need to make sure the house is fed today. I need to make sure that I got gas in the car. I need to make sure all this stuff is forward movement for us. There is no, I don't feel like doing it today, and the boss getting on my nerves, and I don't feel like dealing with this stuff, and I didn't do that paperwork yesterday, and I don't want to do it today. We don't have that. We don't have that.
We're not afforded that.
No, not at all. If we did that, half of us which is really the biggest situation, wouldn't do anything. You got those conversations with those men who get on their video game and they're on their video game all day, and she's saying, well, I want you to be a man. Well, he don't know how to do that because unfortunately he might have had a mom that said, oh, it's my baby, that's my sweetie. He can go do that.
True.
And he never pulled back from that. But going back to what Fred was saying as far as with the anger, I took martial arts for a good part of my life. So our teacher, he was Korean grandmaster. He used to always say that anger is the enemy of forward movement. If you're angry, you can't think. If you're angry, you will get destroyed. If you're angry, you have to remain clear-minded. I kept that. I'm 47. I learned that back when I was 13 with him. I've kept that for those many years. Fred tell you, folk will do stuff, I'll laugh it off. I'll find humor in it. Because if I don't, then I'll probably be in somebody's jail. I got to. You got to. And maybe not a lot of gentlemen are doing that in the world, but I'm pretty sure a good bit of them has found that direction where they can, you know what? You got it, bro. You know what? I'm going to go. I'm not going to deal with you guys. Because the latter is you'll find yourself in a position you don't like. You could be shot, stabbed. You could be put in jail, prison. And then you're sitting in jail. Because jail, I'm telling you, I've sat in jail, over child support situations. So when you're in jail, all you got time to do is think. And then the first thing you do is hindsight is 2020. Why did I do that? This was stupid. And now I got to figure out how to deal with it, how to get out of it. And then if you go before a judge, then the judge see your black face a lot of times. Yeah, we gonna teach you a lesson. We're gonna give you 6 months. Like I ain't got nothing better to do in my life. But
exactly. Now the 6 months wasted
over something you could have walked off.
Yep.
But what happens if something has happened to that man in the course of his life? I don't know if men are as open to share some life experiences as women might be. But some things could happen to that man that were so egregious.
Yeah.
And he can literally be ashamed to even say it because of what people going to say. That's why you act like that. These opinions.
They go back to the counseling that we just talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Young ladies grew up with counseling. They can go talk to their girls. They can go talk to their mom, their auntie. We, for the most part, we have it, but not in that way that the women have it. Because we'll tell our partner sometimes, we'll say, hey, man, you might want to toughen up a little bit. I'll joke about it. Like, you just stick your hands in your pockets and find your balls and then go do what you got to do. I'm good for that. If it's something that, and I'm not belittling his situation. And if he feels comfortable telling me why he's in that position, because I tell people all the time, I'm an open book. You can come holler at me whenever you need to get that off your chest so you don't go do nothing crazy. I'd rather you do that. So we in a whole need to start opening up more counseling situations for our young men, our older men, because this and to go on and cap it, if we do tell our misfortunes, our pitfalls, and we do find ourselves in a position to be emotional, maybe even crying, yes, we will be deemed as weak. And just like with the women, we won't tell nobody no more. We'll ball that up and eat it until our death. That's the reality.
And some of that could be the source of a lot of that anger. And I say that because some things that I have experienced in the past, where I wondered why this person was always so angry, going out in public, these outbursts, everything was an argument. And it literally made me afraid. Like one day somebody gonna try to harm us because you are lashing out. And then when I would say, and I did ask this question, and y'all can tell me if it was wrong to even ask this. What happened to you? I came out and asked.
No.
What happened to you that made you feel like you were either overlooked or I just want to know. Is that a wrong question?
The way you said it. It's not what you said. It's how you said it. So if you say, I know you're angry. I can see it. So how about this? Get it off your chest. You've been holding it for so long. I'm gonna shut up. And if you just need to hold my hand and cry, I'm gonna shut up and let you do it. If you need to scream, if you need to punch this wall, go ahead, man. Get that off your chest. If you come to him and say what's wrong, a lot of times for us, we don't see that as you trying to help. We
that's
see it
kind of
as
what I was told too. Yeah.
we see that as you trying to figure out what's wrong so you could do our job, which is to fix it. Because that's how we get taught. We're taught.
And to be honest, that is what it is. Because in my
Mhm.
mind and in my experience and what I've been taught, women are nurturers and fixers. We can't fix nothing. Stop telling these young women that. It's okay to be nurturing, but it's not my job to fix everything. That's probably why I'm jacked up now and ain't got no edges. Trying to fix everything. We gotta stop subscribing to that.
Right.
Only God can do it. He's the fixer. But I want to present it in a way where it doesn't come across like I'm trying to diagnose you, be your therapist, send you a bill. I am team you, and I really want to help, but I gotta watch the delivery.
Now you gotta watch God too. Now we'll do that because that's a habit that we picked up from our elders.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pray for you. You need to go to God with that. Do you know if that person has that relationship? Do you know if that person knows how to have that relationship?
Good point, brother.
Because we don't talk about it. So we'll say, to me personally, if you say I'm gonna pray for you, that is the biggest blow off. I'd rather you say kiss my ass than say you'll pray for me because it's the blow off. You're not really going into trying to help me. You say, well, I'm gonna pray for you. No, you're not. Go away.
That's real talk.
Because and to me that's instant. That sounds so insincere. Right. Or it just sounds like you just blowing me off just because you don't know what else to say.
Exactly.
You don't know what other words to say besides that. And me and LG, me and you have talked about this a whole bunch of times, and this could go this could go towards men and women. The minute somebody tells me that I'm not praying enough to deal with my situation.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've been on bending knee asking God to help me fix this situation. You have no idea. You don't know how many conversations I've had with God about this situation.
Right.
So,
and then everybody
relationship
with God is different. He goes on bending knee. He goes on bending knee. He just said, I meditate, clear my mind, and let the Spirit tell me what I'm supposed to do, instead of me trying to figure it out. So everybody's thing is different.
Come on.
So again, the biggest thing is we are still running off the same playbook that didn't work from the 1800s. And unfortunately it's written in pen and not in pencil, because even though the lessons may be the same, the circumstances are different.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and the quarterback still getting sacked. So I mean, what you have to change up now? You got to change up your scheme. And like I said, the playbook's been the same for the longest of times, and we're still running off that same playbook. And I'm gonna say this for me, and some of us as men wonder why we're still in the positions that we're in. We wonder why we're still stuck in the same ways that we were in as kids, and we wonder why we still don't have any forward movement as men, and we wonder why we're not emotionally sound, or emotionally sound, physically sound, and spiritually sound as men, because we still following the same playbook, and it hasn't been working. It worked for a little while,
if that.
Yeah, but it hasn't worked. But it hasn't worked.
Who's responsible for the updates? Who's responsible for saying, "Hey, this ain't working no more"?
Us. So my mother and father was supposed to teach me the game, and I took the game and teach my kids. And that's how it's supposed to go. If the game for the last 30, 40 years is go to school, get an education, go get a job, get a house, take care of family, who is to say that works for everybody?
It doesn't.
So if you give it the same generic, like I fix computers, and I remember when you would get a computer back in 2003, you would get Microsoft Office. One day they cut it off. They cut it off, and everybody got stupefied, and nobody was like, well, maybe I should see if I can get it another way. It turned into just pure foolishness, because no one said this is the direction you should go to get this software. So I say that to say that, and I'm gonna put the unfortunate part in there too.
Okay.
When you get taught the same way everybody else get taught, then here comes the interloper, this guy. would say, "You ain't got to do that. You can go do this." Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You trying to mess things up. How you know he or she gonna be able to do that? Well, how do you know they're not?
Hello.
How about together collectively we try? The blueprint been out there forever. The blueprint been out there forever, and we still doing the same thing basically from slavery.
Yep. And everybody, and this is one thing that I said, and a lot of people kind of disagree with me in this, but I said, well, if you look at it, it's true. We when we talk about certain things about manhood, we also talk about being present in the home world for our kids.
Yes,
things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I told this one lady that there were more black marriages in the Jim Crow era than it is now.
You know what that is. You know what
we know we are, but but the point I was making was that more marriages were around. But again, we know the circumstances of that. We know the circumstances of those being present like that. But then we also know the reason. We also know what happened when Zaddy decided to say, "Well, hey, I'll give you this apartment. I'll give you this house under the condition that your husband or your husband or your father, your child's father, is not present in that house.
Of course.
I'll give you this public assistance, these food stamps, these this welfare, all this stuff, based upon the car. I still got to give you this. I'm gonna give you this, but your husband can't be in the picture. And the unfortunate part of it is that the majority of those women took up on that. Again, I'm not saying this to blame women on what's going on. I'm just putting it out there because it's a factual. And a lot of those men were asked out. They couldn't be present in the home, which means they raised their kids in absentia. And again, now, like Chris said, now you got boys being raised by women who have no idea of what it is to be a man. And a lot, and I'm gonna call a spade here. A lot of those women raise son husbands.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got called, because my mom. I would say, let me put this specifically. I want this to be clear. I had access to my father. He wasn't in the house.
Right.
So the game I ended up learning, which actually ostracized me from my community, is I know the man game and I know the woman game. So I get ostracized because I can't be played, or I don't go with the status quo of, you the head, but I'm the neck. So I should be able to tell you what to do.
Oh,
wow. She hadn't been in a position of togetherness because, as Fred said, what we ended up getting back from the early 1900s till now is TANF and snaps is our what are they trying to give us? What are we trying to get and we can't get?
Consolation prize?
No. Reparations.
Yep.
That's been our that's why why would we give you money when we've been giving you money since the early 1900s? We just didn't say, here is your reparations. We've been getting it forever. So one, as Fred said, the Zaddy came in. If I need somewhere to stay, if I need food, if I need clothing, I can go to him and he'll say, here you go. But the man got to pay. So here's the hilarious part about that whole situation. I don't know if the panel knows, but that's a grant. All that stuff are grants from the federal government, not have to be paid back. But the states figured out that because they know the men will work, so we'll just get them to pay that back. Oh, if you're gonna be on this stuff, he gotta pay the money back. So that's money in the state's pocket, even though they're getting double money. And then if we lock you up, you get triple money because in the state of Georgia, if you get arrested, that's $275 per inmate per day. So now I'm getting $275 per inmate per day, plus I'm getting you to pay because the money don't stop running while you're in jail. So when you get out of jail, you owe even more. You got to pay. She ain't gonna pay because she in the programs. They know she will fall back to the program. She ain't got no money, or somebody will give her money. It's so deep. You ask how we fix it. I said to my daughter, it probably won't get fixed until her kids get situated.
Mm.
Because
Right.
we would have to literally be forced out of that situation,
Yes.
not that be the and it's I see videos every day. I tell Fred about it. I see videos every day where women are teaching other women, say, well, you get child support and you only get paid $300. I get paid $2,500, $2,800 because I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes. How come you not getting that much? Well, I go over here and I do so. And the other question before we even get into it, and I'm excuse me if I'm jumping the gun. But when they asked me, well, how come men don't want to get married? He's like, what's the purpose? I say that. What's the purpose?
Really?
Oh, you scared of commitment. I'm not scared of commitment. I had the same barber for the past 15 years. I like the same team for the last year. I have no commitment issues. It just don't benefit me when I know that there's a pyramid scheme. You can literally go online and see the state's pyramid scheme for if you get divorced, how the state and the city and you go against the husband to maximize the most money out of him and child support and visitation.
Wow.
So we would have to go back. We would have to literally go back and unteach all this stuff. But then that goes back to the early conversation we just had of would they be willing to do it?
Nope.
Right.
I say no.
I agree.
It's easy right now.
Because I'm on Easy Street. Why would I want to get off Easy Street? Why would I'm pressing the easy button? Why would I stop? Why would I need to stop pressing the easy button?
I still say if they got their knee on your neck and they're comfortable, why would they move?
Mm-hmm. And
wow.
and that gives them incentives to press their knee harder.
Mm-hmm.
And
because you're not saying you hurt.
Yeah.
We're not saying that we hurt. We are saying we good. Because we'll say it. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm uncomfortable.
Already.
Yeah.
Again, back in that same bear pit you was trying to get out of, and you fell right back in it. One thing I've said, and I've said this on more than one occasion, and Chris can agree, can attest with me on it. It's okay not to be okay.
There it is.
Right. Speak whatever you got going, speak on it. Get it off your chest.
Right. Please.
You know, make sure make sure somebody's listening to you and they can be an active listener and help you with solutions. You know, sometimes it's what I found out just in this journey of me, my own journey navigating this stuff. Sometimes it just helps to just let it out.
Right.
It just helps to just let it out and just whatever that wave of emotion you feeling, just allow that wave to pass over you, because holding it in, you're subjecting yourself to heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, all kind of unhealthy stuff.
But we don't want to push men to have a John Q moment. Have any of you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff come at a brother like a locomotive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
As women,
all the time.
I mean, I'm just saying, and to put the part of the woman, and I'm not here to bash women either, but sometimes we could make it worse by and I've been there, just pushing and keep pushing. We even talked about this, Fred. I told him when I have a problem and I want my husband to talk to me, I want you to talk to me right now. I don't want to wait. I want it off my mind, off my chest. I'm not willing to table it. No. But is that fair? Maybe it's just too much for that brother in that moment. I
got one for you.
What you got?
And I'm gonna tell you, I read the book before I saw the movie, and then when I saw it on the movie, Ghost Dog came out.
That one.
Yeah. So it's a Japanese proverb that says, "Matters of great importance to treat lightly, and matters of light importance you treat greatly." Because what happened in that moment, and you think it's this big situation, and then sometimes it don't be. But yet you done went crazy, and we got to deal with it right now. We got to talk about it. And then once you talk about it, we're like, what are we talking about? There's some trash. And then situations that seem that there's not that big a deal, you need to deal with it, because those are the ones that blow up and become big situations. So if y'all mad, take a minute. I'm like, I quickly would say when I was in a relationship back in the day, take a minute. I'm going to go take a minute. We're gonna come back. If it's still that serious, we'll deal with it.
It
But
don't be that
it
serious.
don't be that serious.
Many of us, I can speak for me, but sometimes we are the product of the household we lived in.
Yeah.
If
True.
you live in an environment where it was, for me, it was a lot of bickering. My mama was never happy. She fussed at my dad and she fussed at him. It was almost like the running joke of the family. Oh Lord, here she go. You know, with her husbands, just saying some of the crazy. And again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my mom, but
No.
unfortunately, this was what was taught to her daughters.
Right.
He could never do enough, be enough.
Right.
And it's like when I got my own husband, I found myself saying some of those things like, "Oh, I have to apologize. I sound like my mama. This really wasn't that deep."
Right.
But I made it into a mountain
Mm-hmm.
because that's what our life was like, a series of mountains to climb.
Like Lemony Snickers, a series of unfortunate events.
Yes,
Sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
So when you grow up in the battlefield, the minefield, and it's almost like you take that to your own home because you
No,
don't know.
almost. You took it. You took it there.
Yes.
Exactly.
So now we got to figure out how, back up. Can we acknowledge that we both got some trauma, some stuff that we didn't seen and been through in our childhood, and we brought that into this marriage. Now we both toxic to each other.
Well, you got to understand too. That's what brought a lot of us together. My
Yep.
first relationship was
Trauma
my mom.
bonding.
Right.
Trauma
That
bonding.
was my first relationship. My first relationship, we had the same trauma. And then when I got over the trauma and she hadn't, we fell off.
Hey, Simone.
We had nothing to compare. So
Jeez.
now it's like, she don't like me because we know I've dealt with that issue. That issue I had with my mother, I dealt with it. She never dealt with that issue with her mother. Now
Something about the mamas.
I don't know you anymore. You're not the same person. You're right. I fixed it.
I'm not.
You're right. I took care of it. And she's still on that stuff to this day, transferred it over to my daughter. So now my daughter is that way.
Ooh.
Trauma bonding. That will destroy that. I mean, it can start something, but it at the end it just destroys everything because again, like you said, Chris, one person can get over there whatever the trauma they was and overcome that trauma, but the other person doesn't get over it, and now, I don't think you care about me. I don't think you love me. Well,
I'm good for the why. Why? Tell me why. Since I don't care about you no more, why? Can't tell you. The mother of my younger children, she can't tell me to this day. I said, what did I do to you that was so wrong? You know what you did. You don't know. You just angry.
Shrugging your shoulders.
You cool because if I learned too, if one day you decide to come off of it and don't be angry, then you realize you just wasted your whole life being mad.
Talk about it, brother.
So I'm like, I'll just let you be mad and go on about my life.
Exactly.
But
I'm happy. I'm happy
too,
over here.
As women, we can't tell these babies relationship stuff. Is that don't bring them into that. Please don't bring them.
No. That's the now we going back into like when we had the parents back in the day doing secrets. You can talk to your kids about relationships. They just don't have to. You don't have to be super.
But that negative part. Well, he's not because you're not with them. Now you become a villain because the relationship didn't work. But he's still your daddy.
Here's how it should go. If you can't keep it because it's a part of them too.
Okay.
So you would have to say, I'm not happy with your dad right now, but your dad is still your dad and he still loves you. And I still love you. So now that part gets cut out. It's like I can't stand your dad, and every day I'm going to tell you how much I can't stand your dad to force you not to can't stand your dad. And then when the dad comes say, "Sweetie, why you don't like me? What's wrong? What did I do?" And they can't tell you because mom ain't told them. So you can literally say, "Sweetie, me and your dad not functioning. I still love your dad because he gave us you, but but I'm not going to take you away from your dad." So and the thing I saw through many guys I talked to, including myself, is the whole child or children were with them. So it's not that they're not angry with the child. They're not even angry with the dad. They're angry because the life just changed. And they'd
Ooh.
rather take that anger out on the dad and the child because they didn't even want the kid. They wanted the relationship, and they thought the kid was going to bring it closer, like television.
I'm telling the truth.
Exactly.
So when that situation ended, now it's just I got a great one for you. I had a physical relationship and be nice online. I'm trying to tell you, I got a mouth. I had a physical relationship with this young lady, and she had a daughter. She wanted the physical relationship. And most men, if y'all are cool with a young lady, you're not going to turn down no physical relationship. The one thing I tell dudes all the time, if you don't want to be with this woman, do not bring her to orgasm because now her emotions are into it. She will believe y'all are together. You ain't got to have a conversation. He made me orgasm and I didn't have to do nothing. Oh, we together, girl. That's my man. And the crazy part is the man might not even know. So
we didn't plan a wedding, we didn't send out invitations, we didn't change our name, everything at the court.
So we
playing a whole life together.
We because she had a daughter and I have, of course, have my girls, and they were cool. And she saw me as a surrogate dad. And I would tell her do things and, hey, don't make me come see about you and all this other stuff. But I do that now. It don't matter if, if I'm situated with mom or not. If I can help you and I can kind of be a dad to you, I'm going to do that. So when I ended up dating somebody else, I said, hey, we're not going to be able to do this anymore. I'm going to be in a relationship with this other young lady. She went home and told her daughter that Chris dumped me and he don't want to be your dad anymore. So when I caught up with this young lady down the line and she gave me this attitude, I had no idea why. I'm like, why are you talking to me like this? You know why? I had no idea. And when I caught up with mom, I said, why did you tell her that lie? And she was like, well, technically it wasn't a lie because you had dumped me, lady. We weren't even together.
Come on.
So how would dump you if we weren't even together?
Said it was a physical relationship, and you took her to the mountaintop.
Yeah, right? I tell dudes, I actually tell dudes, I said, do you want to keep her? Because they'll come to me and say, Chris, man, I like this girl. You know what I'm saying?
Take her to the mountaintop. You can't get rid of her.
If do you like her? Do you see yourself being married to her in the future? He's like, oh, now, pump 4 times, get off, go home. Because then she gonna hate you. And you ain't got to fight her down the line. Now, if you don't go in there and you doing 45-minute runs and you taking a Gatorade break and jumping back in, dude, y'all together. You might as well just go on and call the other girl, say it's a wrap.
Basically.
And whatever craziness that goes along with that.
Lord, and it is craziness.
I
am a woman.
I say all the time, you can like her, but she picks you. So that's why I used to always get mad when I hear, well, you sure know how to pick them. I don't pick nobody. Because if that's the case, I say, hey, you, shouty with the red, I like you. We together. Come on. It don't work that way.
Yes, sir.
So you gotta, that's another killer with us. I got my daughter, she's in love with this guy, and I'm like, y'all still in the cupcake phase. A lot of us still be in the cupcake phase planning marriages. You don't know this dude's seasons.
Love.
You don't know her seasons. Have you seen her angry? Have you seen her really sad? Have you seen her fix a problem? No moving in, because then that's a whole.
See how they handle money. When the money thing to change is strange.
Well, I don't tell my girls to he wants to marry her and treat her like the 1950s. You tell her you can't work. All you're gonna do is stay home and take care of the house, take care of me, and then we have babies, take care of the babies. I'm like, girl, you don't even want to do that.
Nope.
You're a modern woman, and he's trying to take you back to the 50s. So I teach all my kids, you need to have 3 or 4 different things making you money, because you can't depend on no job. If you know, a lot of folks don't know this, when you sign your name at the bottom of that application, you know that big form of words, that small print is a contract.
But the at-will employment part.
Right. A lot of folks don't know that.
At-will.
A lot of folks don't know that's what that is, that you signed to it and you can't go to court and say they fired me under duress.
At-will, honey. At-will.
You said it was cool with it when you scribbled your name.
At-will.
So you need to have, and I don't believe, I don't believe in jobs. I don't believe in nothing that can fire me on a whim. I work for me. I teach everybody around me, you need to work for you. Even if you got a job, you need to have something that when you work for you, so you can situate your kids. You got kids that you teaching them the same crap you learned. Do better. We need to do, and we can have more forums like this. listen, I'll be done talk y'all all night.
This is good.
We need to have more forums like this. We need to have forums to say, and it's a ton of them where it's like, you got a business, you need to do this. You got, you want to get an IUL. I've been pushing for IUL since 2005. No one would tell me.
What's the IUL?
It's actually a whole life insurance policy.
Okay.
You put the money into the whole life, and then you can actually borrow money off of it, and you have to pay that money back, but you don't have to pay that money back. And now them things dropping 11-12%. Every bank got an IUL.
Yep.
So you drop your money into that bank, they making 11% off your money and giving you that one because it's 12%. So they give you, they say in your checking account you get 1% interest, and they got the 11.
Yep.
So it's so many things that we could do to break these cycles because it's stupid easy. It's so easy. Fred will tell you, I'm AI crazy. I wrote some books and I got some pictures. I did about 10, 15 websites, and then they got the store. But I mean, so much. There's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. You got kids, 16, 17-year-old kids out here, multi-thousandaires.
Yes.
Yep.
So there are no excuses, and we need to get on this bandwagon of stop teaching our children the old way.
Yeah.
Okay.
New way.
New way. But also to speak on that even further, man. I mean, and this goes back to you and our relationship, Chris. I mean, part of that healthy manhood thing, that brotherhood.
Yeah.
We gotta have some sort of brotherhood with each other. How can I help you build if we ain't building each other? We're not building up each other.
That's it, though. That's it right there.
Every time I come around, come in his house. Hey, you said we're gonna sell these computers. We're gonna sell these PlayStations. I mean, and that is that's positive reinforcement. I mean, because for somebody who always speaks on stuff like that, and to have somebody like him and other like-minded dudes like that goes a long way to help building up, not only help me build up my wealth, but also help build up self-confidence, also build up a brotherhood with like-minded individuals. I mean,
what was y'all talking about in the barbershop? That was y'all wasn't building each other up. Y'all wasn't talking about healthy manhood.
No,
that's just BS conversation.
Yeah, we just like I've been in the beauty shop. I've been in the beauty shop with the women. The women ain't talking about that neither.
You got that right.
We in the barber shop talking about
baby daddies
and
and sports.
Sports. That's it. Don't push my hairline too far back.
There's no commonality in it. There's no commonality in that now. I mean, and again, and for me, we don't have to have a common interest for me to be your brother or to help build you up. All you gotta do is tell me what you like, tell me what you want to do. We'll most definitely talk about it and build towards that.
Could just be connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's about
a common interest.
Man, he will see me in Kroger. We'll be in Kroger, and we'll see somebody going through a situation. I'm like, dude, do this, ABC 1, 2, 3. Here's my number. Text me. Don't call me. Too many people call me. And if you have an issue, I'll walk you through it so that way you can go figure it out. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it because if I gotta do it for you, I'm gonna charge you. But I'll give you the game all day.
That says a lot about
that's him every day, all day when we're around. And that's something that's something we should start gravitating towards each other. I mean, it's so much toxic competition when it comes to us as dudes, because we always looking over our shoulder trying to figure out, okay, what or trying to check somebody else's pockets.
Well, it's deeper than that.
I don't care what's in your pockets.
It's deeper than that, though. I mean, I don't want to go all the way back to the Willie Lynch letters, but it's still deeper than that, because I do you right here. I say great grandmama was that issue.
Yeah.
Great grandmama said, baby, don't let nobody, you do on your own. You do by yourself. She pushed it for years, and they collectively pushed that for years.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody want to be the chief. Nobody want to be the Indian. So they feel like if they the Indian, they won't make as much as the chief. Everybody want to make the big money, and they love that division.
As an Indian first.
The killer about the system, and I agree with you. The killer about the system is ain't no the man running the system. The system runs itself. It's just somebody that comes squeak the oil every now and again by maybe a police officer shooting a black male or female. But you know the crazy part about that, you know the officers kill more white people than they kill black people. They just put the black people on Front Street to keep the grease on the gears and keep the thing turning. To keep us thinking that. So yeah, and then two, when you show one person being successful, you show that one person being successful, and then they don't go out and show success to other people. So now you have that mindset of I'm gonna be successful compared to we need to be.
Everybody want to gatekeep. Everybody want to gatekeep.
I got a question.
What's the gatekeep?
So, Fred,
I got an answer for that. I got to answer that question. I'm listening, sister.
Both of you, I want you to answer this for me. So you think about when something is unhealthy. For example, if you're living an unhealthy lifestyle, you're becoming obese, your blood pressure's going up, you got diabetes. What are the indications that your manhood is unhealthy?
You fat.
Okay.
You feel like you're unattractive. Somebody tell you you're unattractive, or
come on now, because you know, fat dudes, you know, be like, "Hey, girl, come here. You know, I need to holler at you." And be super obese, overweight. That don't mean nothing. If you are no longer if your BMI is bad, and Fred works out, I got to get back to my working out. But if you are 5, oh yeah, you 5'7" and you 280 pounds, bro, you overweight. Yeah, ain't nobody checking for you. You know, and we want to be desired too as men. We want women to desire us and want to, you know, and so we got to stay in some kind of shape mentally, physically, emotionally. We got to, because if one thing falter, all will falter.
That's true.
I mean, and I think a lot of people and people go for the outside appearances. They want a dude that's got the bulging muscles and diesel like that. I mean, and really, honestly speaking, my thing is this: you got all the muscles, but you can't move worth a damn.
Hit him with the Matrix. Hit him with the Matrix. What Smith said, using all the muscles except for the one that count.
Your mind. And a lot of us as men, and I'm gonna put myself in this conversation too. A lot of us don't utilize our mind when it comes to a lot of things. And I'm gonna say that some of us have been playing checkers the whole time it's been chess.
Oh yeah.
We've been playing checkers. We've been playing checkers, and the whole time we've been getting checkmated, and
we're still trying to get kinged.
Exactly, and trying to get crowned.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, and it's all it does come back to looking at our environment, looking at where we. I mean, we can't. I'm never gonna say that I'm a product of my environment. I'm a product of my thoughts and my actions.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my actions are gonna be what dictate. My thoughts are what's gonna dictate my actions, and my actions are gonna dictate what my consequences are.
Right. Okay. That's good.
Because anybody that says they're a product of their environment, you just told a whole bald-faced lie.
Yeah, but that's
you can be
word though. That's you remember the C word.
Yeah,
you remember the C word. You're comfortable.
Oh, most definitely.
You're comfortable,
and a lot of us as men are comfortable in certain situations that we're in, and we got to get uncomfortable and move forward. I mean, if one thing I've learned that this man has taught me is to never be comfortable.
Nope.
Okay.
Never be comfortable. Always find a way to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Always find a way to push past or push through. I mean, it's something that I've learned, that I've taken from my father as well, because in his older age, he's always been he's been a lot more in a teaching capacity now. You know, there are lessons I picked up from him from a kid, but those lessons hit different as an adult.
Yes.
But also one of the, and now this is something that I love my dad for. A lot of lessons he taught us was under the guise of sports, under the guise of being a lot of lessons I learned was being an umpire. A lot of those
umpire,
is, you know, I wasn't always a patient dude. I picked up patience doing that. I wasn't always a dude that listened all the time. I had to learn how to listen.
Right.
Had to learn how to be a people person. Had to learn how to delegate. Had to learn how to be able to use sound judgment when it came to certain things. I wasn't that person as younger because all I wanted to do was just run around and have my fun.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of what a lot of us as men do when in our teens and in our early 20s. And sometimes that goes into our 30s. But
I want to address what Darren is saying about change always starts from within. Nothing or no one can make you change until you're ready. I'm just going to give you a transparent statement. Yeah. It is true, but as a woman, I thought I could change him.
No.
To what I thought I needed.
You're going to burn yourself out.
There it is. You thought you could change him to what you needed. Did you know what you needed?
I thought I did. I'm just going to be honest. And all I wanted was the fairy tale.
Yeah.
You meet him. So he's a hard worker. He's going to provide for you. All these wonderful things. But when you meet this person, if that's not their thought process or their mindset, well, I can train them. I'm a corporate trainer. That's what I do.
Well, here's
one of my trainees.
Ooh, there's a caveat with that one. Big one.
I've always found it funny that women who work in the corporate structure in any form, it doesn't matter, whether it be blue collar, white collar, it doesn't matter. That if you're training people at your job, you think you could train your man at home. But if we try to train you, then we're against you. We're trying to control you. We're trying to take it. And it's crazy. We have to train each other. I don't know you. I have to be trained to know you. You have to be trained to know me so we can function. And then the biggest is we have to be friends first. Yes, I want to touch you in a way that's inappropriate, but we got to be friends. We can't just be that. If we start off doing that, it's gonna falter, man. It's gonna be bad.
You start off taking a trip to the top of the mountain.
No. Like I'll say now, if I tell young men I know, and of course, if I'm talking to a young lady, I don't even want to touch you in that regard, because if we do that first, we have no structure for the next second.
Come on now.
I need to know you. I need to know who you are. I need to know who I'm dealing with. I need to see the real you. Do not show up with makeup and fake eyelashes looking like cabaret fans. I need to know who you are. I don't want to see nothing from the high class places. I don't even want you in jeans and t-shirt because y'all jeans cost more than our jeans. So I'm gonna need you in some jogging pants and a toe-up t-shirt, and I just need the regular you, and we're gonna sit and talk to you. Either I get on your nerves, you're gonna get on my nerves. But then we'll figure out if we want to move forward from this situation. If we show up both as models and we go into places, the cheapest thing on the plate, $13, we playing. And then it turns into, I don't know who you are anymore. You never knew.
Come on.
I never knew who you were. We're playing. So, and then we put that on to the kids. The kid, I've met kids who are 12 and 13 years old talking about if he ain't got $200, $300 to take me on no date. What are you talking about? $300? That's $1 billion for you. So no,
I don't want no Cheesecake Factory. What's wrong with y'all?
I would back in the day. You say McDonald's. I don't eat at McDonald's. I was saying, get some sandwiches and some Kool-Aid. Not no Hawaiian punch. That's dangerous. And go sit down somewhere and talk. You seen that sugar intake for Hawaiian punch?
Yeah,
the Hawaiian punch sugar intake is 1 whole cup of sugar per serving.
I believe it though. It's very sweet. That's classic.
But then, when you look at that, I mean, because I know people, there are some women who don't want that. They want the dudes that make over 100K and they want this and do stuff like that. And my thing is, and I've told this to a couple of women, I said, look, I'm regardless of what you think, I'm still a man, regardless of what my station in life is, regardless of what I make for financially. It doesn't that don't matter. So you can say I ain't a dude because I don't make 100K. That does not diminish who I am as a man.
They ain't got nothing to do with it. You got to understand the conversation from the woman's perspective. She is looking for security. $100,000 a year sounds like security. Yes. So she's saying, well, this dude over here got $100,000 $1 million, 2, 3. You got to have that too, and because I need to make sure if I'm going to give you me for the rest of my life, that if we fall out, I need to be able to know that you can secure taking care of me like I took care of myself moving forward. So it's not that they dog
you looking for an exit plan. You looking for an exit plan.
But that's what Mama taught. Mama taught that. So Mama was the first pimp. Make sure he can get you something. Make sure he can take care of you, girl. Make sure he got a car, girl. Make sure he can go out and buy you something, girl. Shout out Dr. Dre.
What's wrong with somebody having something?
Well, we talk about this too. If you coming into if I got 100 grand, what I need you for? If I make 100 grand a year, what I need you for? I don't make 100 grand a year. I don't need you. I can cook my own food. I can clean my own clothes. I can sew. I can wash. What I need you for?
Who gonna give you companionship? Who gonna give you companionship and take you to the mountaintop?
I'm gonna hit you with this, and you're probably not gonna like me after this. You can pay for that. You can pay for that, and it's fairly cheap. It's between $250 to $600 per session, and you're gonna pay that going on a date. So I can go pay an escort and be with her if that's what I treat. If I want physical contact, I can go pay for that and buy her meal, and I'm guaranteed to be with her that night compared to me taking this rando out, and I got to be on my game in order. Man, watch out. So you need a man with substance, because you can pay for that. Women can too.
That's a good word.
You need a man with substance, but you don't want a man with substance, because if you get a man with substance, that means you have to follow his direction. You don't want to follow his direction.
And that man with substance is gonna make you gonna force you to be accountable.
If he got substance, then he should be leading in a pretty good direction.
No, she don't want it. She don't want it.
She don't want that,
because that means she can't do what she want to do. So that's why she'll get with that dude. Michael B. Jordan fine, and he in shape and all this stuff, and that's probably all he got going on. So, and then once you really learn him and learn that he ain't really got much going on, and you want to give everything to him for him to be, he got to have that ambition to want to do it. And he'll have that ambition outside of you. So when he always gone and you think he's hollering at some other girl, that man busy. I just tell it, I can't hang with you. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. If you want to come help, I will teach you the game, and you can come help, and we can build together. But if you just want to lay up under me and do nothing, I ain't got time. I got time for you.
And see, you gotta build. It starts. You gotta build something. Good. I mean, why would I want to come to a house that's already built?
Well, no, because you're not a woman. That goes back to being comfortable. That goes back to security.
Right.
So if I come to the house that's already built, I ain't got to do nothing, because I don't really want to do nothing anyway.
Exactly. I'm gonna be lazy anyway.
So you got those rare women who is really the killer is this. You got men who are chasing women that don't really want them, and you got women who are chasing men who don't really want them. So those good men and those good women are chasing men and women who don't really want to do nothing. But like you said, Fred, they look the part. So me personally, out of all the relationships I've ever been in, because I got a friend of mine, he kind of chumped me off. He's like, "Oh, you just want women to chase you." No, I don't chase nobody who don't chase me back. What's the purpose? So if I'm chasing you and you chasing him, then I'm just running after you. We're not doing nothing. We're wasting each other's time. And then when she tells you no, because y'all women got them facial expressions. Well, I come up to a woman, I say, "Hey, sister, how you doing today?" "I'm fine." She just told me she don't want to talk to me, and I don't need to talk to her further. Because if you push it, then she's trying to figure out how to make money off you. Well, let me see if I can get some money out there, dude.
Is that what we doing now?
Yeah, that's been going on for years. A lot of us hadn't been taught. I told you I got taught by mom, and I got taught by the women, I got taught by the men. So the women taught me this, and that's why I'm not liked. Because I see it and I can't get played. So we need to teach our men. So once we teach our men how not to get played, then women ain't gonna be able to play them, and then it's gonna have to come on an even playing field at that point. But now women can still play the game and get what they want out of these dudes. And you want to call them simps? They're not simps. They want companionship like anybody else, but they don't know the game.
Nope.
And you got 20% of men having sex with 80% of the women. That's why you got the passport bros and all this stuff. I'm sure if I could go out of the country and find me a woman who wants to be with me genuinely, who want to be with me genuinely and want to give me everything that I was taught I was supposed to have, a loving family with children.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. Why am I gonna fight you when you're fighting me so you can get a Birkin? You can't spell Birkin, and you want a Birkin bag.
But get mad when dudes decide they want to divest and say, "Well, I'm going over here." Well, you and it goes back to, well, you're not treating me like I'm supposed to be treated as a man. You're not showing me respect. You're not showing me loyalty. You're not showing me
things you deserve.
Things. I mean,
who taught them?
Their moms.
No, what the young men were taught by older men how to treat a woman.
Right.
Young girls got taught by older women how to accept treatment, not how to treat a man. So my daughter was both of my daughters was mad about Valentine's Day, and I hit her with something that she wasn't even ready for.
Here we go.
Do you want him to be romantic? Are you romantic?
Oh,
do you know how to be romantic, or do you know how to accept romance?
Exactly.
So they've accepted different romance situations from other men, so they have the mindset on what they're supposed to accept, not knowing how to give. So men give on these days, and then the issue that I find for men is they don't put their foot down on what to accept. If I'm going to take you to steak, don't try to take me to Burger King on my day. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off.
Talk about that one.
I'm not gonna buy you no $30 big stuff teddy bear, and then I get that same box I've been getting from you for the last couple of years.
That's not right.
So we gotta start drawing lines in the sand. Men and women gotta start drawing lines in the sand. What we will not accept, what we need to do better.
Stick to it though, and don't take it back.
Don't falter.
Don't falter. That's the problem.
Don't deviate.
When you falter, you tell that person that's okay to do that.
Yep.
That's okay to treat me like that. Yep. I'm good with it. I ain't gonna be mad for about 2 hours. Come go to the mountaintop with me. Yeah. Come on.
I'm mad about that too. Oh, you want to act crazy? No sex for you.
Cut you off. Cut you off.
Because if I don't, then you think it's like you just said. You'll think it's okay.
That it's right, and you perpetuate that foolishness.
Yeah.
Yep. Foolishness. Man,
I got another question. I got to get off here.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here anyway.
So now that you have started this series, what is the objective? I know you have man cave conversations, and I invite all the brothers I know to that. But it seems like sometimes the brothers don't feel as though y'all need each other.
Well, we talked about it. The biggest thing that I think we should do, this is my opinion, because I don't push it the way it just got to be, because it always can be better arguments for direction to go. And it's still in the direction of forward movement. We have to get away from talking about the same things we're talking about, and we have to talk about the actual factual forward movement. So to say that, I'll say, I had a program that I wanted to push, and I'm still going to push, where we will help you get started. We will put the money into you getting started. We'll give you counseling. We give you the mentorship. We give you the help. And if you don't want to do it, we'll buy it from you to keep it going if it makes sense. So you can go start something else.
Okay.
So, and we don't want nothing from you except your success. So that's another thing too. We always got our hand out. I took care of you. You should be. I knew guys would say, Chris, I'm going to help these dudes start a business, but we're going to take 25% of his earnings. Why would we do that? That is crazy.
Why are you doing that?
What? No, we don't need to do that. I mean, because we could actually collaborate together and we can make money together. We ain't got to take from each other. So, in that being said, we need to cultivate things that don't even come across that we'll take from each other. Because that's the other big. We got to get rid of the hustlers. No more you can hustle in your situation, but no more hustlers, because hustlers really is singular.
Oh,
not plural. I'm hustling, Sean. I gotta get mine.
You gotta get yours.
And that's a crazy way to think because no other nationality think this way. You
Nope.
got the Mexicans come in and they done took over neighborhood in less than a year. Same for the Indians, same for the Africans. They will do. We are the only ones trying to do things singular.
My God.
So we got to get out of this single mindset, get into the group mindset. And again, that goes back to the machine that they keep oiling. Because if we became together, they'd be picking us off. What did Martin Luther King say before he got killed? He was marching for years. Most they did was hit him with the hose and hit him with the dog. Right. As soon as he said that we got to get away from civil rights and get into civil rights, killed him. As soon as Malcolm said we're gonna get out of the nation, we're gonna create our own nation, our own money, killed him. So they already know that if we come together and make this money, we dangerous. That's why they keep us single, keep us separate. So we gotta get out of this single mindset and get in this group mindset.
For sure. Yeah. And there's so many, and besides that, so many other aspects to this, man. When we could talk about, like, I mean, I've spoken about identity and all this other crap, and I won't say crap, but it's not.
Don't say that.
We talked about, I mean, identity, fatherhood. I mean, all these things are relevant to us having healthy manhood, and that's what it's supposed to be. However, like you said, singular mindsets destroy.
It's dangerous.
They destroy collective thought processes.
Right.
Why can't we all build together? Well, I want to make it my own. I don't want nobody taking anything from me. I don't want that from you. I want to
it's more people taking from us than it is giving. It is want to give. There's more people taking than want to give. So I heard something great today. And I know y'all see we're about to shut it down, but I heard something great today. It was like, we need to, instead for Christmas, we need to, shout out to Charleston White. He said for Christmas, we need to be more givers than takers. We need to teach our kids to give.
For sure.
So instead of being takers, instead of saying, what's Santa going to bring me? I want this, give, that, give. We need to be in who can we go out and feed? Who less? What can we go and do so that person who maybe is on the street, who don't know they don't have to be on the street, what can we do to make sure that they don't be on the street no more? And speaking of that, they got the thing with all the homeless. That's a hustle too, because the federal government get a state money because you got a homeless problem and ain't fixing the homeless problem.
Nope.
So we gotta take care of, because here's what you don't see on the street. You don't really see a lot of white folks on the street. You don't see a lot of Indian folks. You don't see no Indian folks. You don't see no Chinese folks, no Japanese, no Korean. You don't see none of them. You see the multitude of us.
Yes.
So we have to, and I ain't gonna say we got to figure it out, because again, like I said earlier, the blueprint out there. If you got a 501(c)(3), and I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly, 501(c)(3) is not the 501(c)(3). 501(c)(3) reports to the government. 501(c)(3) don't report to the government. You can have a nonprofit that would. You can get a clinic with a nonprofit. Blue Cross Blue Shield throw you $22 to $42 million to start a clinic. There you go. Help your black folk with the mental health. The game out there. The game is out there. We just got to do it.
But this is the thing right here. Everybody want to say charge somebody because the game is supposed to be sold. No, I ain't charging. Why am I charging? Why don't I charge you for something that you can look up on Google?
ChatGPT.
Exactly. ChatGPT, Google, wherever you can search. Why am I charging you for something that you can look up in the search engine?
Right. Right. Because Fred will tell you, I'll say I will give you the game all day long, but if I got to do the work, I got to charge you.
501(c)(3). I got to look that up too, Darren.
Look it up. Yeah.
So we got to get out of here, man, because I know LSU got to go. But we're gonna continue this conversation, because
I hope we do.
This goes. I mean, we just scratching the surface on this, because it goes way deeper than what we're talking about. This is just kind of like the surface level. There are more smaller, intimate conversations that had to be talked about too. The emotional part of it, the spiritual part of it, the physical part of it, and then we talk about identity and things of that nature. There's so many facets to this that I'm most definitely gonna pull out more things too, but. Before we get out of here, first of all, I want to thank my brother Christopher Nettles for being here tonight, man. Look, as always, bro, man. You always light it up, man. And I am appreciative of that. Number one, I'm appreciative of your brotherhood. I'm appreciative of you being a friend to me. I'm appreciative of you being a brother to me. And I'm I'm grateful that our paths crossed.
Always happy to help. Always happy to be here, man.
that always humble, man. Always humble as always, man. I appreciate that. And then my tag team partner. Well, now this is a 3-man tag team.
Yes.
Our other tag team partner, LSG. Sis, I appreciate you for tapping in with us and
Absolutely.
and adding that female part to the conversation, but also asking questions because
I took notes. I ain't playing.
And look, ladies, I want ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to tap in with this because this is an important conversation that we have to have, and in order for us as men to understand what healthy manhood is, we gotta explore those facets of it. We gotta explore what that is and break these facets down and to see why they're important for us to have these things, to be emotionally sound, to be physically sound, to be mentally sound, to be financially sound, to know what your identity is as a man and things of that nature.
All areas covered. Yes.
All areas covered.
Yes. And we did this in a civil way. Do you all see we can have these conversations without screaming at each other, without being rude to one another? We don't have to necessarily always agree on every point, but we must have mutual respect at the end of the day. We must. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, all of you in the comments, lighting them up. Thank you all. This is amazing.
And it's that mutual respect that will keep moving that needle forward.
Mutual respect. Yes.
And your opinion is not wrong because it's your opinion. I put that out there all the time.
Exactly. Good. Man. But we can get up out of here. LSG, so just to do some announcements real quick, LSG she's doing a replay on this coming Saturday at 5 p.m. So make sure you guys watch out for that.
Yes.
Are you coming back live again this week or the following week?
I'm thinking I'm coming back live because I started a series called See What Had Happened Was.
Oh man.
We really had a good time talking about just some real life stuff, and it felt good to just sometimes talking really is therapy. Just talking through situations and getting other perspectives. So I may go back to that. We are gearing up for the big event, December 15th. If you all have been watching the youth podcast, The Verge, we're doing an in-person one for the end of the year. We are working with the Rewrite the Vision Youth Empowerment program. We're teaching our youth how to have a vision for themselves, branding themselves, amplifying their voices through podcasting, self-defense, how to combat bullying, with so many things. And the end of the year is going to be in person. So we're inviting you all to come and have dinner with us, get to know the young people. This is one of my passions, to help young people discover who they are and stand in it and enjoy it, because they're so smart, and these young people are smart as a whip, and they need us. They need the village. Where are the villagers? Calling all villagers. We got to come back with that. Right. Church mothers, grandmothers, villagers, uncles, the lady on the corner, whoever, that whole block club is come on. We got to help our own. Okay. Yep. That's what we got to do. So that's December 15th. And this Sunday, I'll be with the forgiveness coach at a holiday pop-up. I'll put the information in the chat. I am a whole paparazzi jury consultant, so I'll put that in the chat. And Power Hour is now Power Hour Live, and it could be any day. We're doing business principles. We're not just having it on Monday. We're going to move it around. And we're talking about customer service, going back basic to customer service, how you treat people. If you want to be a business person, how you make people feel. I will travel across the galaxy to get to you and pass 200 other folks who make what you make because of how you make me feel. So we're going back to that. But that's it for me. I am so grateful to have been here tonight. I've learned a lot, and I definitely want the brothers to please follow Man Cave Conversations. Since y'all ain't talk about nothing in the barbershop, y'all can do so in the Man Cave Conversations. That's just y'all. No women allowed. No women allowed. That's y'all space.
I got my talking partner now. I got Chris now, so we can do that now. most definitely, most
Y'all
definitely
need
gonna be
that.
about
Y'all
this.
need y'all space too.
So,
Yes.
so I
Thank
think
you,
so.
brother.
I think that I'm probably gonna come on with another show, not with this subject, but I think something a little different,
Okay.
but something more or less kind of. This is gonna be something more random, but but the following week most definitely gonna hit up part 2 of this, and I think part 2 is gonna be more to the emotional part of it.
Okay.
So we're
That's gonna be
gonna talk about
good.
the emotional part of it because that's important. Because we touched on it a little bit earlier in our
Mhm.
conversation, so we need to explore that more. Why is it important for us as men to acknowledge our emotions? Why is it important for us to even understand why we have emotions, and why is it important for us to kind of understand that emotional spectrum and not
Yes.
be afraid of that emotional spectrum?
And that's
Right.
where the training come from. We gotta train our people how to be better emotionally, how to handle that.
Yes. Emotional
And then I
intelligence.
think we'll be better in that regard.
For sure.
Absolutely. And as women, we can't use that against y'all like a predator. Once you
Yep.
find out that emotional part of that man, and you remember when you said, and you use it against them, and that will cause y'all to shut down. So we got to learn how to be better with that.
Indeed,
you want him to tell you and trust you, but how do you use that information? I'm learning a whole lot.
Exactly. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. We hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday evening, and you guys have a wonderful and prosperous rest of the week. We love y'all. We love y'all to life. We love y'all to live. And as I always say, when we end these things, number 1, take care of each other. Number 2, be good to each other. Number 3, we all know it's a crazy ass world out here. So please, on top of everything, just be safe out here, y'all.
That's right.
And safe out here. If you're somewhere where it's cold, get somewhere warm. Make sure that you love on the ones that you care about the most, and you tell them that you love them.
Get you a big girl like me to keep you nice and warm. You ain't gonna be cold no more.
Basically, you tell the folks that you care about you and tell them that you love them, because you never know when that your ticket or their ticket is going to be punched. So make sure that you tell them that you love them, and you tell them that often. With that note, we are out of here, and we're gonna see y'all in the next one.
All right.
Peace.